Good afternoon and welcome to another webinar here on the Societies of Photographers page and members group. It's fantastic to be back. Today we're joined by Debbie from Loxley's. Thank you so much for joining us today, Debbie.
Hi, Colin. Thank you for having me. It's nice to be on the other end of the broadcast for a change. So it's great. No, thanks for having me.
I know. I mean, we've been seeing all the kind of activity you guys in Loxley's have been doing. It's been fantastic. You've had similar to ourselves. You've had really good webinars on the business side, the lighting side, a bit of everything. And I know a lot of our members have been tuning into those webinars and finding them really helpful at this time. So it's great to actually have you on the webinar on the other side of the microphone, so to speak.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I'm quite excited to be on this side of it, and it's great to be here. And I think just going back to sort of what the webinars, because I know obviously you've been doing a lot, we've been doing a lot, and I think others have been doing a lot. I think if nothing else, it's just been creating great positivity within the industry and just helping, just reassuring people. Yeah, everything. We're all in the same boat. Even as suppliers, we've all had to adapt and change, and I think. It's probably, photographers take it as an opportunity for tweaking things in their business and just feeding off, cherry picking information from the webinars, because you've had some great speakers on, and, it's great just to cherry pick what's relevant to their business and make those little changes while they've got the opportunity.
Yeah, and I think also what's happened is some photographers, they've tuned into webinars that they probably might not have tuned into before, so wildlife photographers have been tuned into portrait ones and vice versa, and it's expanded kind of like you get little bits off everything, don't you? It might not be your niche or your expertise, but you tune in and you find a bit of information that you can put into your photography or business, which is amazing.
Yeah, and I've heard stories of people adapting to, adapting their business, maybe adding a different genre or doing something that, if they're wet, and obviously the wedding industry has probably been hit the most out of all the different genres. Yeah. But trying to sell to past clients, or even bringing another element into their business. It's kind of been interesting hearing the stories, And we've had the odd photographer on the webinars where we've been just talking about their journey and how they've adapted, and it's been quite interesting. I think it gives inspiration to other photographers just to to not discount anything, and just look at some other options.
Yeah, exactly. And now things are getting back to normal. This webinar today is perfectly timed because it's all about choosing the right kind of products for your business, and then what kind of Loxley's, obviously what products you have and how it can, you can use it in your business. So that's the idea of today, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. So hopefully it'll just give people a little bit of idea of why it's important to be selling products if you're not selling products already, or you want to look at maximizing your average sales through products, because ideally products are where people can increase average sales, or even going back to selling to past clients or anything like that. I think products are a key opportunity now, and if they haven't been selling them before, it's probably an ideal opportunity to introduce some new ones, and and just hopefully give people a little bit of an idea of the possibilities, and also just really an idea of combining products and things like that, making giving them a few ideas.
Fantastic. Really. Brilliant. So on that note, I think that's the perfect introduction. So if you want to open your presentation, and we'll get that live on the screen.
Brilliant.
Excellent. So what I'm going to do is that is now live on the screen. So that is on the webinar. I'm going to just hide myself for now, so I'll be in the background. So if you need me, then just holler. But I'll throw it over to you. So it's over to you. Thank you very much, Debbie. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Great stuff. Thanks, Colin. All right. So obviously, I'm Debbie from Loxley Colour. I'm the customer engagement manager within Loxley's, and I hopefully look after all you photographers and help and advise you on various parts of your products and business. So I'm going to help sort of with just a few tips and advice on choosing the right products for your business. So why is it important, first of all? So your business should aim to maximize each client sale, and this has never been more relevant than this current situation. As we mentioned at the beginning, that obviously you may have less clients now. We want to maximize each of those client sales, so each of the average sales going up, so we're getting more out of them, and products are the ideal opportunity to do that. So clients are more likely to buy what they see as well, so having samples is really key, and being able to show them something, especially in the size that you want them to buy. Needs to give good value, so good perceived value. So when you're looking at combining products, which we'll look at this a little bit further into the presentation, just on how we can cleverly combine products to make sure that that client is going away and is happy. We've got a happy client. That happy client is going to be talking to other clients that they're also going to come and hopefully spend some money with you as well. So it also needs to suit your style and your ideal client. I strongly believe that you need to love what you're selling as well. So you need to like the products, be confident in the product quality, confident in the turnaround times of that those products, but it's also got to be ideal for your ideal client. So I think before you even start looking at products, if you are new to products or you are looking at adapting your current range, is to actually list down all those things that your ideal client is all about, where they'd shop, where they'd socialize, anything like that, and sort of trying to create a style and a budget really for that particular client. So also it needs to primarily give you a good profit margin, and I think in a later webinar that I'm going to do for the societies is on profit margins, so that I'll touch on at a later date. But ideally it needs to give you a good profit margin. So again, the combination of products is key. And finally, the right products and product combinations can increase your average sales. Again, average sales is something else that we want to increase in this time, especially wedding photographers who are probably going to have had the majority of their weddings pushed into 2021. So we need to look at making sure you maximize everything out of each of those clients those weddings that you have, to compensate for any losses that you've had in 2020. So just going back to that sort of weddings, it is an opportunity to change your prices, and I would strongly recommend that you look at your pricing with that, and it is an opportunity to do that. So we need an entry-level album, rather than just selling your services for that day, increase it slightly and have an entry-level album that you can upsell from. So you can have parent books, a larger album, maybe a fine art album, go to a book, personalized album box, which we just launched a new one, which I'll show you later. So having that is making sure that you actually have the opportunity to always sell more, but increase your pricing and offering good perceived value by adding some products is a great opportunity. So just on the choosing the right products. So if you have got the potential to double the amount of your weddings next year, with all the weddings that you've cancelled or postponed this year into next year, the potential is that you could double the amount of weddings you've got. So say you did 25 weddings at, say, £1,500 each, or average, and that didn't include an album. So say you increased your entry level, your average sales with an album to 2,250, for example, so increasing it by another 750. So then if you've got double the amount of weddings of 50, that would, if at your previous price of without an album was 1,500, that would make £75,000 worth of revenue for that year. If you're actually increasing that price to include an album, so it's only going up 750 to 2,250, you're actually increasing your revenue for that year to 112,500. I had to have that written down because my math is not great. So and portrait's the same. So if you're adding products is an opportunity for you to increase prices without people going, oh my goodness, you know, my neighbour had their portrait session, and it only cost them X amount. Well, you could have the excuse then that we have actually combined products now to be able to offer more. So that's why the prices are different. So there is ways around that, and that will move, you know, help you move from online galleries to in-person sales, which in-person sales, obviously you're going to get them more likely to buy. Okay, so choosing products. Here we've got choosing products. We've got products with a good perceived value, and we've also got the combining of products. Having a signature product is key, and also offering free gifts to add some value, add some surprise, add something that they're going to talk about on social media and with their friends. So all these points we're going to cover now. So first of all, I'm going to touch on products with a good perceived value and combining products. Colin, if we could unshare the screen, that would be great, so I can show some products to everyone. That would be great.
Yep, done that for you.
Excellent.
I'll make it go full screen for you so they can see what you're talking about.
Excellent. So can I come off my screen so I can see what I'm showing or not?
Yeah, you can come off your screen now.
Yeah, sorry. Oops, no. Escape. There we go. I've done it.
There we go.
All right. Right. Okay. Just so I can see when I'm showing the product. So 4 factors we're going to look at. Perceived value and combining products we'll look at first. So what we need to establish first is that each business is individual and it's personal to you. So again, you have to love what you sell. And you have to know all your numbers. You need to know where you're comfortable selling. So there's no point selling an expensive alumni, big 60/40 alumni, when you haven't got the space to display it, or you haven't got your ideal clients are not going to be. They're going to be more traditional, for example. So you do need to establish what your ideal clients are, so you can establish those. All right, so we need to give in good perceived value. We've got a few products that you need to think about. So size is quite key here. Size does matter. So we need to think about having the bigger ones, because really when you think about somebody manufacturing a frame that's 10 by 8 and a 40-inch by 30-inch, they take the similar amount of time to manufacture because it's 4 corners, everything like that. So you're going to get more value for your money if you're getting the bigger products. So do look at that. And we at Loxley's, we actually do some champion sizes, which are 30-inch by 20-inch and 20 by 16. Those are 10% cheaper all the way around. Just before I go any further, I do have at the end an offer, especially for Society's members. So hang on for that, because I'll display that at the end. Nearly forgot to mention that. Okay, so I'm going to show you the gallery block. Now, the gallery block is something that is a great perceived value. So as you can see, it's got the USP of it being like a canvas. So if people come in with that preconception that they want a canvas, really, I think they're coming in with that preconception that they want something unframed. So giving them something that's got that's not a canvas, but it's giving them that same element, you've got the opportunity of not competing with some cheap supermarket alternatives and things like that. So we've got a solid board, and this goes around the edge. You can have it image wrap. Here we've got it so that it is you can add white edges or any color, actually. To be honest, white and black are the most popular. As you can see, we've got that nice, neat corner fold, so it's not baggy like a canvas or having the bulky corner folds. So this as a 30-inch by 20-inch is around the £70 plus the VAT mark, and that is something that is dependent on the thickness of the block. So we do it in 3 thicknesses. So that as a 30 by 20 is around the £70 mark, whereas an alumni the same size, which is up the aluminium product that we do, which is a premium product and great to attract attention to the wall, is 140 in comparison. So it's double what the price is. So really combining the expensive with some of the, and bulking it out with some of the less expensive products where you can get more margin, it's going to give a better perceived value. So another factor we need to look at when we're choosing products is actually when you've got wall space, is combining wall products with alternative products so you can add on. So if somebody comes in and they don't want, they have the excuse of not having a huge amount of wall space to be able to display products, it's great to have the option that you can offer them a book, an album, some prints in a box, book in a box, or anything like that. So you've got the options there for that, because you don't want to be limiting yourself to products if they've not got enough space on the wall. As thinking about the barriers that you're faced, it might be worth listing down things that the clients have said when they've come in, the barriers that they put up to, and excuses for not purchasing certain products. So break those down, and then you'll know, because at the end of the day, like newborn photography, especially pet photography and things like that, they don't want to go away without all of those images in a way. And this is why clients come in with the preconception that they want a USB. They want all the images on a USB to go away, and 9 times out of 10 they will not do anything with those images. So it is key to be able to offer something for all of those clients. So again, you need to think about the display. So going back to your display, so whether it's portrait photography, newborns, boudoir, anything, any genre of photography, and you've got a studio space, then to have some on display, I would group a collection together of the same product. So we've got, as well as sort of the gallery block are great unframed, costings if you want to do a big display. So say you wanted to do a 40-inch by 30-inch, and then maybe 2 12x12s on one side, 2 12x12s on the other side. So it's all in one. And I'd say do it all in the same shoot, do it all in the same product. So it's on a display. So when people come in, they see that as a whole. They can imagine, okay, so that is sold all together. If it's different, if it's from different shoots, they're going to think they're different products, but they can buy them individually. Whereas if you've got them on display all together, you're likely to sell them as a big product. So rather than selling one multi-aperture mount, for example, you've got the opportunity to sell 5 products in one as a big display. And then if you've always got that breakdown, as if they don't have enough space or their budget's not going to cover that, then you could sell it individually as a 40x30, or the 4 together as a collection as well, so that you're not losing out on the bigger sale, because obviously that individual product's big, but you could say those come as a set. That's how our supplier manufactures them. So there's way, because people can take those 4, dot them around the house. They could give those as gifts to a family if they don't have that. So obviously having that on display, whether it is unframed or framed or something unique, is a great opportunity. So another great product for different genres as well. And I'm trying to do the products that overlap with different genres, because I feel, as we said at the beginning, people are tending to diversify a little bit more, adapt, and bring in different genres. So it is quite key to say, okay, this product is our best-selling product for my family portraits, and this product is best for my newborns. Excuse me. So this is another great product we've got. So it is our multi-art panel. So you can have this in singles, or you can have it in anything up to a 9 mosaic, which is a great product, because it's a matte finish and it's actually wipeable surface, same as the gallery block. So it is quite good to throw in those unique selling points when you're selling, so that you can actually differentiate from anything they can get online or on the high street. So it's key to get products that are different. Like, I know I mentioned that the Illuminite was quite a premium product, but it is a wow factor. So it is key to have something that is a wow factor on the wall to attract attention to the wall, so that but you can say, okay, if that's not, if that is too expensive, we've got an alternative, which is the gallery block or the multi-art panel or something like that. So yeah, so there's quite a few options like that. So I'll go through the genres and sort of best-selling products for that before we discuss signature products, which is quite quite key to me, having a core product. So for your weddings, obviously we've got albums. You know, obviously albums are the key product. Wall products are harder to sell because the majority of wedding photographers are not studio based, and they will go out to clients. So you need to focus on having an entry level album, or you know, where you start, what you want to offer, and I'd suggest that you do have that within your listed price to be able to do. Now, ways that you can enhance that to in a very cost effective way. So simple, cheap upgrades that you can either throw in if you're struggling to get that album sale, or you can add it as an additional extra cost, is an album box. Now I've got a sample here. It's quite heavy, it's quite a big one. So these are relatively new, which we've introduced. So you can have them in the same fabric as your album. So here I've got one in the shimmer, and it's just got some UV print. So you can have that etched or whatever. But we've got the choice of ribbons. So we've got a ribbon here and also inside the box. But the box, if you can see as I open that, is padded. So this material inside, we've got some metallic linens, and also the other linen. So there's quite a few fabric choices for the interior as well. So as you can see, you've got choice of ribbon there as well. So to add that box, obviously we do all of it, you know, the boxes are not an optional, they're not an add-on cost, just as the standard black leatherette boxes. However, if you upgrade to here, it's only £10 to make it look more premium. That, as opposed to just a normal presentation box, is so much more going for it. So you know, it's only costing you an extra £10, and that includes personalization as well. So another addition is the USB. So if you can see there, we've got an extra channel that we created for a USB. I'm going to put this down because it's quite heavy. So that is just an additional £15 to £20 on top of your album box as well. So there's cheap upgrades to add, and also obviously we've got the parent books as well. So you get 2 mementos for £49, which are direct duplicates of the main album, and also the little, I think I've got some small, yes I do. So I've got some of the small little books as well. So these are, I think it's 5 for 33 or 34, and those are quite cute because they've got the leatherette finish as well. So I quite like those. So they're great for bridesmaids, groomsmen. So you've got somewhere to go all the time, or some cheap add-ons if you need to encourage them to go that next step, to the next level, to purchase an album. So that's on the weddings. So newborns we'll go to next. So newborns photography is great for wall products. Wall products are amazing for that. The frames, as far as frames are concerned, the Heritage and the Spectrum are amazing for the newborns, and those are extremely cost effective as well. So again, doing a display of that with a feature product, and then maybe for these people want more product on display of newborns because they totally have that awe factor. So if you do newborns as one of your genres, or just as your genre, you need that on display. And the Spectrum frame is a great frame because it's simple and it comes in lots of vibrant colors as well. So if somebody wants something that's more nursery based, then we've got obviously pinks, blues, reds, purples, greens, whites, everything. So it's a great product to have on display. So again, that would be a good option for, and again for the gallery block for the newborns is a great seller as that. So as well for the newborns, so obviously you've got your wall displays, but the books people do not want to go away without having any with all the images. They like the images, so we need to offer an option for them to be able to go away with those. So we have the Esprit book, and also prints are a great option as well. So we've got the Esprit book. Now the Esprit book, if you can see it there, is like a mini album. Obviously we do it from an 8x8. That's an A4. So the A4 Esprit book with 10 spreads of 20 pages, that size, is £70. No VAT on the books, which is great if you're not VAT registered, and you can, it's a great option. This is obviously image wrap, but you can have it with any of the covers like the leathers, leatherette, linens, shimmer, and all of those. So you can, that's a great, those come in a black drawstring bag, which is great. So I think all the tweaky little things like, you know, the boxes and, you know, the packaging, because all our wall products come in like in a lovely white presentation box, which is no additional charge, but it's a great seller for photographers to be able to hand that over. You know, you can add something to it when it, you know, when it comes in. You might want to add some of your branding stickers on it, or something like that to make it unique to you. So those are good selling points for us. So that's why, you know, all the finishing touches like that comes in a black drawstring bag, nice and simple to keep it cost effective. You've got the option for the book and USB or print and USB. I've got here a print and USB, which you've got the prints inside and the USB, and then you've got the options for that. So it comes with a book as well, so you can have it either with prints or a book. But that's a great add-on for newborns. They're perfect products because, again, you've got the option, you know, they'll be pleased to have the USB, which has got a selection of the images on, and then obviously either the book or the print there as well, because I don't want to go away with that. Same, very, very similar with the dog photography as well. The multi-aperture ones as well go great. This is a great one for the pets as well, because they're getting quite a number of images, especially if it's outdoors, which I know a lot of people are doing at the moment. So they can get those, you know, like almost like a storyboard of what they've done outside. So it's a great opportunity. The most popular for us are the 5, combination of the 5 and the 7, because they're nice mosaic, almost not square, but they're creating a center image with the rest around. So they're a great product for on display as well. And actually, the long thin ones are great ones for if people are struggling with space. There's a nice 4 one, actually, a 4 square ones, which is great. You know, because if they've got just a thin pillow within their, you know, in their house, that's, you know, they can just slot it into a place. It's not having that problem with the space, because it's just, that's all they need, a thin space. So that's another great product. I'm going to move on now to actually, no, we've just done newborn, haven't we? And pet. So boudoir photography, you're probably looking at our best-selling products for boudoir photography are the book and USB or the Adore book and things like that. And they're great products because they want it a little bit more discreet. We do some great fabrics with the smooth touch, and we do like a lacy one as well. Great for the portfolio box, which is like one of the presentation boxes, like the album box I showed you, but with mounted prints in. A great product for boudoir. So, however, if you are looking at having something on the wall, and this is something a photographer told me about, they'd had a bank manager, a female bank manager, had come in for a boudoir shoot, and they wanted a big one on display, and they had it in their office. Now, it didn't look as if it was her in a way, but she had it behind her desk, because it was the back of her, basically. You couldn't tell it was her, so it was more likely to have on display, but it created that sort of element. Is it her? Is it not? Is it not? But I found that fascinating, because, you know, boudoir photography is all about sort of empowering women and making them feel fabulous. And I think that having something on display, if you're going to have a sample for that, I would recommend not having one which shows their face necessarily. It is something that's either silhouette or maybe the reverse. So if you are doing that, have them on display, so it gives them an idea that, well, yeah, I'd have a product like that, because it's, you know, it's not necessarily showing that it's me, but yeah. So that's just something I picked up another photographer. So it's a great opportunity for that. So okay, so let's move on to signature products now. One of my favorite areas, and that's something that's going to draw people into you, and having something unique that's actually maybe for a signature shot, a shot that you're known for, something that you're going to market. Might be something. Might be something in the studio, outdoors, or anything. It depends what genre of photography you're in, but having a unique product that they think, oh, you know, this is different, I can't get this anywhere else. We have the fine art float. This is one of our most popular newish products, and this is literally, we've got a chunky deep frame there, chunky at the side. It is quite a heavy product, and I don't know whether you can see. So it's a fine art print, and it is raised off the back. So you've got the back mount board, and it's raised slightly, and it actually has a torn edge. I don't know whether you can see that properly. You can have it with a torn edge or a straight edge. That is quite a heavy product. So people, you know, as soon as you hand that to them, they will feel that weight, but also the visuals of it, because as you see it from the side, they see that depth, they see that value, and I think it's all about that perceived value. So having something like that, those don't go up to a big size, they just go up to 30-inch by 20-inch, and that is the glass size. So because it's quite a weighty product. So other signature products that you might want to introduce that are a bit different might just be simply a panoramic gallery block or a panoramic framed product or something like that. So having something an unusual shape can quite often attract attention, especially if you've got a signature shot, maybe just the feet or something like that with a dog between, if it's, you know, or maybe just, you know, a family laying down or something like that, and you can just see them and you can get them in that shot. They're coming in and you shoot that shot. That product's only available on your signature product, which is only available in your middle or top package. Then you're on a win-win situation for them, getting to increase those average sales. Another product is the circular. Now we do the circular product in the aluminium or the acrylic. This is actually acrylic. The back's just the hanging system's just fallen off there. So this is the acrylic. So we do it in different depths. As you can see, this is so different. It works great for newborns because especially if you're doing a shot with, you know, in a circular basket, you duck that shot down, you know, and you're creating that shot specific for that product. And these start at an 8x8. I think the 8x8 is $26.90 plus VAT. Now our most popular is probably about the 20-inch one, which is a lovely size for the wall. And I think that's $102.33 in either the acrylic or the aluminium. I wouldn't recommend having the two. I think acrylic and aluminiums are two products that you know, you wouldn't sell those to the same client, both of those. So keep your products so that they could have everything. You know, they could have everything. Nothing's going to be conflicting. You know, so that we can increase those sales. So I know Ellie Cassidy, she's got, for newborns, she's got a display of, she calls it her bubble wall, I think. She's got 3 different sizes grouped together of the circular ones that actually create that inspiration to buy them as a set, which is amazing. So anything that you can, you know, as you're grouping them together. This is why display is absolutely key, because if you've got your products, so this is again for combining products. If you've got 3 packages, for example, which I know a lot of studio photographers will have, their bottom and middle and top package, have on display at least your top package, so that you're actually showing, you're encouraging them to buy it, because people buy what they see. So it is key to have that on display. And your middle one as well. So keep them on the same wall. I strongly recommend. I've recommended some photographers, which has worked for, to have a display. So say they've got the 40 by 30 and the 2 12s on the wall. Little shelf with the book and maybe some little add-on products that they have, you know, that they've bulked out the products. So this again is going into combining products and just bulking out your collections and things like this. So I will go into that a bit more in depth when we talk about average sales in another webinar in a few weeks, because you can pad out and give a good perceived value by just adding something. We've got these great Keepsake Accordions. These come up in all my webinars because these are great little add-ons. So these are just magnetic, come in all different fabrics. The personalization is no extra cost either. So they're magnetic, and those open up so that you've got some of their images on that side and on the other side. So we do them small as well. So this is, and again, nice little free gift, you know, to give people. So this I think was on the last slide. The last point on the last slide was about the free gifts and just having them as add-ons, because you cannot limit yourself to getting more sales out of everybody. And these are a great opportunity to actually give away as freebies. These are, I think the biggest one of these is £11. So, you know, they start at £7.50 and go up to £11, but they're great. Not great for individual sales. I wouldn't, you know, because obviously you're paying postage as well. So they're great to do packages. This is why collections or adding incentives for people to purchase more to be able to get something added. Again, with matted prints in the boxes as well. This is a great little add-on. We do some lifestyle folios and things like that. But the beauty of the wall products, if you're going for framing and actually for the gallery block, so we do, and the aluminium, we do a matching desktop product. So if you've got a heritage frame, which is one of our more popular frames, we do that in a slimmer version as a desktop product. So it's great to add on, especially in the run up to Christmas, which unfortunately we're getting a bit closer to now. So it's great to be able to offer that as an option. And again, we do the desk aluminized, desk acrylics, you know, all smaller versions, and we do the desk wrap, which is the smaller version of the, you know, the desk product for the gallery block. So yeah, so those are great options. And one just final point before I probably go back to my slides is that creating a collection, something, you know, fine art is something that as soon as your clients hear the words fine art, is giving it a great perceived value. So going back to the point about perceived value, so adding a fine art collection, we do fine art prints, we do the fine art float frame, we do a fine art book, which I'll show you, because this is a great product, and people think, you know, probably steer away from looking at it because it's not lay flat, but it is great value, and it's fine art paper, so it's the mohawk paper. So you've got the option to have an image panel in there, or you can have it all in the luxury linens. Okay, so this is an A4. So before I show you, so actually the A4 with 10 spreads is £27.25, no VAT. It's just like almost the same price as a coffee table book. So it's obviously thinner pages, but it's not lay flat. So I would go for the bigger ones, because then you find that the pages relax more. So it is more open. So it's a lovely soft feel of the mohawk paper. It is still quite thick, but it isn't lay flat. So when you are designing them, they do come with this shaded area down the centre, so that you know what to, you know, which bit to avoid designing something in. So yeah, so 27.25. So that with 20 pages, so 10 spreads is a great add-on to a fine art collection, because they'll you know, they give that great perceived value. So I'll go back to my slides if that's okay, Colin.
Yep, whenever you're ready. Fantastic so far, Debbie. Really, really interesting, and certainly, you know, so many tips and tricks to you know, to start upselling. And we said before, didn't we? We said that now's the perfect time to start looking at the product range that you've got, and maybe, you know, adapting it slightly or adding some new products to it. You know, and you've shown us some of the new stuff that you're doing at Loxley's, you know, now. So it's the perfect time to start thinking about what else you can offer clients. And you touched on it before, where you said, you know, it's also offering these products to your previous clients as well. You know, yeah. We may not be able to go out and shoot a wedding at the moment, but there are the options to sell to past clients as well.
Yeah, no, great stuff. Yeah, definitely. And I think even if you don't have a studio where you can display it, there are other options to, you know, all our wall products come in presentation box, like a white pizza box with a handle on, so sure. And cushioned in there. So it's actually quite easy to, you know, to I was going to say throw in the back of the car, but yeah, but I mean, they are fairly sturdy. I mean, I've, you know, obviously when I go around and visit studios, which I'm not doing at the moment, you know, I do have them piled in the car and everything. So, and they survive, you know, which is key. But yeah, no, it's definitely something to look at. But yeah, so just have a couple more points on the slides, and then
yeah, perfect. If you want to pull up
yep.
the presentation, I'll put it back onto the live stream for you.
Yeah, so we've done that one. So we are selling to existing clients. So this is just a quick, so selling to existing clients. We've got products and IPS are vital to maximize each sale, as we've discussed. So you have 60 to 70% success rate selling to existing clients as opposed to new ones. So really key that you capture them there and then while they're with you. Because I know a lot of studios have maybe had a backlog of people that, you know, they didn't have in before lockdown, so they've had to schedule them in, and obviously the new clients as well that are coming in. So those are all opportunities, and you need to sort of, you know, sell to them a little, you know, soft sell to them in the lead up as well. So, and then finally, with this in mind, make sure you always have add-on products and do not limit yourself. As I said sort of just previous about the products, it is key to make sure you've always got somewhere to go. And if people are buying that top package of yours, it's not your not a top package anymore. You need to get another one. So it's key to look at that for you. So I just want to touch on the impact of higher average sales. So if you are increasing products and increasing those prices, I'm just going to go through a bit of an example. So I'm going to base this on portrait photography. You can make it relative to weddings or anything like that, if obviously changing the figures to what are average to you. But based this on a low average, so a current average sale of £300 over a 48-week year. So that's giving yourselves 4 weeks off in the year of not selling. So that would give you a revenue of £57,600. So if you increase that just by £100, your average sale is £400. Over that same period, it's 76,800. So just by cleverly manipulating your packages or introducing collections or introducing more products or display that they're going to go for, you've made quite a substantial change with the same number of shoots. So, and again, increasing it by £200 to an average of £500, which is not out of reach. And again, you can make this relative. If your current average is £800 now, you can do those figures based on that. So that would mean it jumps up to 96,000. What you need to remember is that your fixed overheads are not changing here. Your time is not changing. It's taking the same time in the shoot, the viewing, the editing, the ordering of your products. The only slight increase would probably be a product cost. If you cleverly combine them like we discussed, then you should be able to maximize that difference. But that's a huge difference. That's nearly doubling that. And when we talk about profit margins in a later webinar that I'll do for you, we'll be discussing this in more detail, how you can increase that even more with very little effort. So key points from today sort of need to be: it's key to have good relevant samples on display. So don't think, oh, I've invested all this money 3 years ago in all these samples. If you're not selling them or not selling the things on the wall, you need to change those. So have your signature product in a prominent position, something that you're promoting on social media and your websites and things. And if possible, have at least your top collection on display together. So it's grouped together, so it's easy for them to comprehend, what they're going to get for their money. And size does matter, but less is more. So don't clutter the walls with lots of different products. Try and keep it so that it is, it's better to have larger products on the wall. It costs you less than buying lots of small ones. And also you can have a good display that you want to sell, because people will buy that size. Oh, what size is that? I'll have that. And then at least if you can see, like, oh well, the small 10x8 is just not going to cut it where they want to have it on display. So use our new toolkits. We have lots of these. We've started to create, and in listening to customers about what they want, we're trying to help you sell. So we've created a new toolkit which gives you templates where you can drop in images to be able to sell things. So currently, if you're not doing any viewings or anything like that, or you want to sell to past clients, go in and check out the toolkits, because these are an opportunity for you to send something that looks like the product with their images in, and you can hopefully sell and get some revenue in the quieter times. Especially, we do this for the albums, and we did the albums first on the toolkit. Not all the products are on there. I think framing and the albums are on there, and also the swatches are on there as well. But if you have a look at them, the albums, if you're a wedding photographer, then this is going to be really, really cool thing for you to use. And And do not limit yourself. So keep the products so that you've got somewhere to go with them. That is key. Do not limit yourself, and do not undersell yourself at the end of the day. I think some people, just an increase in your prices can work, because you might not have to do anything. And that's something we'll touch on next time with the increase in your average sales. So that is key. We also do, if you are looking for new samples, we do some amazing sample sets, which are in these genres as well. So pet photography, we do a standard and a premium pack, which is, I think they're about 60 to 70% discount. And it's for newborns, for weddings, and for portraits as well, which kind of covers all bases and our most popular ones. So I have an offer for all the members, which is very excited. So I just got this sorted this morning for everyone. So we're doing 20% off all printing, photographic and fine art printing, and it expires at the end of August 2020. So it's up until the end of August. There's no limit on the number of uses, so you can order it as many times as you want between now and the end of August. I'd recommend if you want some fine art samples, I would get some of the fine art papers. So you need to use the code Societies20, and that will be valid till the end of August. So keep that in mind. And also, if you want to contact me for anything, my email is debbie.bedford@loxleycolour.com, because I do we do 30-minute free consultation calls as well. So any help with products or anything I've discussed today, I'm happy to help you out. So that's it, Colin.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Debbie. A really interesting, webinar today. Certainly completely different to what we've had before. As we were saying, like when we first came on, we've had the business ones, we've done lighting, we've done websites. So to get something on product is really interesting. And, I think you've answered quite a few of the questions that have been coming in, actually. But before we move on to that, just a general reminder that on Wednesday, September the 9th at 1 p.m, Debbie's going to be back doing the increasing your average sales through products. So the next stage in this process. So that's going to be a really interesting one. So definitely mark it down in your diaries. We'll be back for that one. If you have tuned in halfway through and you missed the first 10 minutes, don't worry. The webinar, it will be available on our Facebook page and the members group to rewatch as soon as we've finished. You can go right back to the start and watch it as many times. So if you've missed something or haven't taken a note down, then you'll be able to rewatch that. And of course, Debbie posted out her email address there. So if you do have any questions leading on from this webinar, then please do get in contact with her. I know you'll be more than happy to answer any questions. One of the questions that was asked, you literally answered, I think, pretty much as it came in. And this one was from Lionel. And he was saying that, Loxleys have a great product range, but it'd be good if you had, some kind of like sample images of your products that they can put their images onto, obviously, because they can't show products at the moment. So I think you just touched on that. You said that there's a new toolkit out.
Yeah, so there's the toolkit. So if you go onto the homepage, there is, I think it says new toolkit now, but it also, if you go into my account and then you click on the toolkit, there's an icon there for toolkit. So it's a great thing. It's something we develop. It's still in development at the moment, but it's got all the albums in there and also the frames. So we will be putting all of the likes of the fine art float frame, the edge print, Garrett lock, all of those in as well for you to drop your images in. But yeah, and there's all the swatches, so you can send those swatched colours, so you can send those out if you wanted them to choose the colour of book. So it's all little things to help you sell, but yeah, you can drop your images in. If there's any product that we don't have on there yet, if you actually go in as if you're ordering it, so you go through the process of ordering it, drop the customer client's image into the product, whether say it's a fine art float, for example, which is quite hard to explain, and you want to kind of show them what it looks like. You can go through as if you're ordering it, screenshot it, make sure you're cutting off the price of what you're paying for it, and then send that to the client, because it's still pretty true to what it's gonna look like. It's not 3D particularly, but it is fairly useful. So I'd recommend that, Lionel.
Fantastic. So that's perfect. Kim's asking quite an interesting one. How would you go about making a basic package? Would you put an album in with photos, or give the client the copyright? or only give printed images, or would you make them pay separately for digital products? Kind of where do you start with putting packages together?
Yeah, I mean, I'd avoid giving them the digital files unless you're actually giving them it with some other products as well. That's why we kind of developed some products, combination products. So the print and USB, so they're actually getting the nice, like this one here with the, with the print. If you can see that, that's got prints and USB in, and then we do one with a book and USB. We're just launching the matted prints with the USB as well, just to almost avoid them just taking that product away. But books are a great add-on to to any collection. If you've already got a display of wall products, to add on the books is a great opportunity. And start maybe with one of the, we do classic coffee table books and the fine art book. They're really reasonable price. They're not lay flat, but then you can upsell to the lay flat ones like the Esprit book, because that's still, an A4 book in that is still, I think it's £70 as an A4, an 8x8 is 61. So they're, depending on what genre of photography you are. Newborns, 8x8 is quite nice for newborns, and pets. A little bit bigger for maybe the portraits, family products, because they'll probably have a family of 4 or something on there, which bigger display is always better. But yeah,
perfect.
Excellent.
Awesome. I think that's it for questions. But again, obviously you're back on September the 9th at 1 p.m. So the lunchtime slot again. So we're really looking forward to that. But from all us here at the Societies, Debbie, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing all your expertise on the product range, not only that Loxley's have, but how it can help you as a business and as a photographer, generate more income and add more value to your photography as well, which is what it's all about. So thank you very much for today, Debbie. We really, really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Excellent. It's a pleasure. Thanks very much. Cheers,
You're
Colin.
more than welcome. Speak soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.